Welcome to Cape Ann Report. I'm your host, Maureen Aylward. Cape Ann Report is a show that looks at programs and events in the region. For this show, I'm speaking with Rich Weissman, director of Endicott College Gloucester. Rich, welcome to the show.
Hey Maureen, glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you.
Thanks.
What's up at Endicott Gloucester?
Well, since we spoke probably about 2 years ago, we are finishing our 5th year in Gloucester. We just signed a 5-year new lease at our property, 33 Commercial Street, which does very well for us. And looking at the recent statistics, we have delivered about 78 courses over those 5 years to 785 students.
Awesome statistics.
We're very pleased with our progress there and our work in the community.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about, for our viewers, what is offered at Endicott Gloucester and how what's offered and how you came to be here, and a little bit of history together.
We do a couple of different things there. Endicott College Gloucester is part of our Van Loan School, based out of Beverly. And Van Loan is our graduate and adult education, we'll call them non-traditional students, where we run everything from associate degrees through doctoral programs. So this facility in Gloucester is actually a Van Loan property, if you will. And we are doing associate degree programs and also bachelor degree programs. So we run some morning courses Monday through Thursday, and in the fall we have Monday through Friday actually. And we have many evening courses. We're running about 12 or 13 evening courses over the course of the fall semester. And those evening courses are accelerated. They're 7 weeks, and they have an online component as well. So they are 7 weeks in the classroom. They typically run 6 to 10 or 5 to 9, based on how we offer them. And then there's also some work during the course of the week with an online component. And students can get their associate degrees or their bachelor degrees. We've had a number of students finish their associates and then move on to their bachelors, and that's how we like to do it. We bring them up to their associate, they go through commencement, they have their associate degree, and then they continue on in their bachelor's program. But that gives them some educational certainty. They have a diploma of their associate degree and then can move on to their bachelor's degree.
Well, it's pretty exciting to have you here in Gloucester. I mean, it's a college.
Yes.
College programs for local people and obviously outside Cape Ann. But to have you here in Gloucester to offer these really significant college level courses, what kind of degrees do people get in the associates and also in the bachelor's?
They can get an associate's in liberal studies, business, or hospitality. We've just recently begun to offer that. And they can get a bachelor's degree in business or liberal studies. Honestly, most of it is business. The students that we have in our associate degree, they're typically younger students, just out of high school or maybe a year or two, and then are coming back into school or have been to another college or community college that didn't work well for them and they want to stay closer to home for whatever reason. So we offer that. Our evening program are typically a bit older students. Many of them or most of them are working and at this point probably have pretty good jobs, but have decided to come back to finish their bachelor's degree. So a lot of them transfer in, come in with credits from other institutions, and approach their education if they wanted to complete it and then move on, either move up to another job or move up in their organizations.
And the older students, or they're not necessarily older students, the adult students,
Yes.
they're working, but yet 20 years old to what, 40
20
something?
years old to 60s.
Right.
In a lot of cases, we have people who want to come back, who want to demonstrate some level of example to their own children who are going into college, or the time of their career when they say, you know what, I want to come back in and finish this. They've had successful careers, very good lives, but you know what, one of the things that was missing was their bachelor's degree. And they come back, take it sometimes a fast pace, sometimes a slow pace. But they come back and we welcome those kinds of students. They're fun to work with.
And it's really rewarding for them to do that. It's a great place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right on the water there, right?
Oh,
It's the hotel.
Yeah, 33 Commercial Street. We're in the Chamber of Commerce building. We have the back side of the first floor. So we have a phenomenal view of the Greasy Pole. And the hotel's been a very good neighbor for us. It certainly changes the neighborhood a bit. We've had people from the hotel walk over. We've put some signage out and are interested in Endicott. So having the hotel there helps us, and it's been very good.
So you just signed this new lease, this 5-year
Yes.
lease. What are some of the goals that you have or some of the accomplishments that you hope to achieve?
You know, one of the things that we do here, and like I said, it's a Van Loan property, if you will, as part of the Van Loan School, but we also work with our traditional undergraduate school. If we've had, over the course of 5 years, about 300 of our students from Beverly down in Gloucester. We just finished a weekend immersion class where we had 10 students in Gloucester, from our main campus in Gloucester, stayed at the hotel for 2 nights. These were undergraduates, for the most part. There was some freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. And they have a 1-credit class that they can take in a remote location. And they were here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with their dean, myself as sort of the host, and 2 professors. They were journalism students and art students, graphic design students, and they worked to do some artwork. They did watercolors, they did a lot of different things, and they worked out in the community with interviews and reports and things like that. They're creating a website around. And they've created some very good articles around. So they were here. They came down by van. Actually, the hotel helped us for transportation. The hotel went to pick them up. They came in, and when they came into our place, they walked into an event we were hosting in conjunction with the Fishing Partnership Support Services.
Okay, so we're on this.
Okay.
So
All right.
let's talk about that too.
That was an interesting thing. Nina Grappo and Angela Sanfilippo certainly are good friends of ours, and occasionally they want to use space. And since we've been there, we've had about 3,500 people come into our building, and that's one of the ways we market in the community is if our building's open, we're more than willing to host groups. And you can't say no to Angela, and you can't say no to Nina. And they're good friends, and they came in, and we had they wanted to do some training with Fishing Partnership. There were about 40 fishing captains who came in to learn some safety issues, some ergonomic things, but also, interestingly enough, to learn how to use Narcan. And
now, why would they need to learn how to do that?
Narcan is the antidote for opioid overdoses. The Coast Guard, by statute, cannot carry Narcan. So when these fishing captains are out with a crew or something like that and there's an overdose issue, they are the first responders because this needs to be done very quickly. The Coast Guard still comes out because the Narcan will reverse the effects of an opioid overdose, but within 90 minutes you relapse. So there's work that needs to be done.
So there's the transfer
Yes.
and getting them back to
But it's
base.
life-saving. And it's just part of, we have a opioid issue in the community. We're certainly doing a number of wonderful things with that. And this is an extension of that. It was interesting. So the students see that. They've met some of the captains, and the mayor was there, and the police chief was there.
So that must have been really cool.
It was neat for them. It was neat for me. And then they just, Channel 4 was there, Channel 5 was there, Channel 7 was there, the New York Times was there. It was interesting because it's a societal thing, and we're trying to deal with those things. So they saw that. They went on a tour of Cape Ann Museum. They were at Maritime Gloucester. They dissected lobsters with Tom Balfe and others, and they just had a really good weekend. And we feed them through local people. We had some local restaurants cater, so they were very much Gloucesterized for the weekend. They were very happy.
Well, it takes the local angle because you're right downtown, and a lot of the students are from around here.
Yeah, these students, most of them were from out. We had 2 international students, and most of them were from out of the area and had never been to Gloucester.
The students who came from the Beverly campus up for the special event.
Had never been to Gloucester. Most of our other students are local, Cape Ann area or North Shore. We have some students from Peabody who come up. We've had students from Danvers. We have students from Salisbury and Amesbury. Many students who engage with us at Endicott like Endicott. So we look at Gloucester as part of the larger entity. And if students need a course in statistics and we're offering it,
they'll just come up.
They'll come to Gloucester for that course of statistics. Or there's a specific instructor or professor they like, they'll want to take the course there.
So let's talk about your relationship with the high school, because Gloucester High School and Endicott College has a special relationship that other school systems might be interested in too, but
we're not allowed to offer it to other school systems. Our president, Dr. Richard Wiley, started teaching in his teaching career in Gloucester in the early 60s. And he has a soft spot for Gloucester, one of the reasons we're in Gloucester. And we have an early college program at Gloucester High School where students are selected by the guidance counselors and the principal to participate in our program. We're in our 4th year. We had our first graduates last spring, about 13, I want to say, graduates of that program. And they take one college-level course in their sophomore year. It's an academic inquiry English course. And they take 2 courses in their junior year and 2 courses in their senior year. In their junior year, it's an English and an international studies. In their senior year, it is a environmental studies or a science course and a philosophy course. So they take these courses. They're semester-based courses, but they take them over the year. They're taught by their normal teacher who has been vetted with us. We hire them actually and admit them into our faculty.
And so they're all taught at Gloucester High School.
They're all taught at Gloucester High School.
Through the year.
Through the year.
Right. Okay.
The teachers get support and come to workshops on campus. The students are only charged $225 for a 3-credit course.
And they basically end up with a semester.
Full semester. If they go through that whole program, 15 credits.
That's really
an
astounding.
Endicott transcript, and they don't have to be used at Endicott. Some may want to come on, and we're happy to have them either in Gloucester or in Beverly. But we had students last year. These are students who came on and didn't think they were college material, and we have a coffee for them at the end of the year to sort of celebrate their success. And one was going to St. Anselm's, UMass Lowell, Syracuse.
Fantastic.
And they get involved in student council. They become peer leaders. It's really an interesting transition for them. So we have another group coming up. We just met with some parents last week. The faculty love it. And the students, as high school students, get an Endicott ID. They come onto campus. They go to events. They can go to sporting events. And they get all the rights and privileges of every other student, as is every student in Gloucester. We're, our main campus, 9 miles down the road. And
they get access to the library, they get access to
dining halls, library, sports. We've had students. We have a student now who's on the crew team through Endicott Gloucester because they have NCAA eligibility. We had a student who was on cross country for a number of years. So all of that happens. So we try to bring them back and forth and to expose them for that, both our students and the high school students, and it's pretty neat.
It's great work that you're doing here, Rich.
Thank you.
There are some other fun things that Endicott is involved in. The Ginger Judge? Should we just touch on that just for a little bit? Because it's kind of fun.
We got involved in a drifter boat program through one of our partners, organization called Maureen and Oceanographic Technology Network. And the Ginger Judge is a drifter boat. It's about 4 foot long. It comes through a kit out of a group in Maine, and it's usually for high school, some college, middle school students that can work on it. But we had a number of students and faculty who really took off on it. And we had it launched out of Point Judith, Rhode Island. Ginger Judge is a trustee and also a very benevolent trustee who has dedicated our science center. So the boat was launched with help from the City of Gloucester, was a financial contributor, Endicott certainly, Gloucester Innovation, which is a local entrepreneur technology company in Gloucester, and they were very instrumental in this, and Moten and NOAA. So this got a lot of interesting things, and sort of like when Cub Scouts get involved in the Pinewood Derby, and the parents take over. This was really a student project, and the adults took over here. It was kind of interesting. The boat was launched out of Point Judith, Rhode Island, at the end of February, about 60 miles south of Point Judith. We had an interesting weather phenomenon that week, and we had the boat accelerate back towards land. So when all is said and done, the boat is still out there. We've lost a little bit of contact with it, but the boat right now, today, if it's still floating, is between Nantucket and the Azores.
Well, so, it's in the middle of the ocean,
yes,
but
the last report we had was between Nantucket and the Azores. So we're hoping it's still out there.
Great. Well, Rich, it's great to hear about all the great programs that you're doing at Endicott College and the fun that you're having in town. And I hope that folks will start to enroll. And
we'd love to see them and come by our campus. Jody Fritzen is our advisor. She's there all the time, and we're happy to chat with anyone.
Great. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. Until the next time on Cape Ann Report, take care.